Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Mark Coster, aka Little Do, and I'm back on YouTube with a brand new battle rap recap. I think this is my second recap. The very first recap I did was Iron Solomon versus Rum Nitty. Funny enough, Rum Nitty is in the battle rap recap that we're doing today. Except it's Nestle versus Rum Nitty. Atlanta versus everybody. Such a dope event. That event also had Carter Deems versus A-Word, or A-Word versus Carter Deems. Fire matchups, though. Every single one. As far as I've seen, the ones that are on YouTube, every match I've watched so far, fire event. But my two favorites have to be A-Word and Carter Deems, and our battle for today. Nestle versus Rum Nitty. I was so excited to see this battle. Two very hard-hitting bar fest baraholics, you know? Like, Rum Nitty is one of the freshest out right now. He's one of those fan favorites, always has a lot of energy, has dope bars, aggression, and just the delivery is insane. And Nestle is a legend. My very first Nestle battle was when he battled Immaculate way back in the day. That was my very first Nestle battle that I ever watched. And not only that, I have Nestle on Facebook as a friend. So while this battle was taking shape and the event was not yet out yet or not yet going down or it hadn't yet happened yet, Nestle was making statuses on Facebook talking about his style and his process for all this stuff, and like how excited he was for this matchup and this whole event to take place. He even says it in the battle that this was his event too. So he was just super excited for this battle. He wanted to go hella hard for this battle, especially since it was, to represent Atlanta versus everybody. So I know he really reps, ATL. So this was something important to him, and this battle was something important to him. And I know that he really just wanted this battle to be dope as fuck. And so I was really excited to see that. Plus, Rum Nitty and his fucking extreme bars that he brings to the table. I knew this was going to be a clash for the ages. But enough about talking about it necessarily. Let's get into the actual battle here. So if you haven't watched the battle yet, round one, Nestle starts it off. I feel like he was kind of slow to start, but about mid-round it kind of started to pick up and he just started to punch. His bars were really good. He had one thing I noticed about his round one, Nestle's round one, was that he had a lot of comic and superhero bars. He also had a Kenny G line. I also really liked that he brought up Ja Rule and 50. He also had a Jim Carrey, the Mask bar, and that's probably my favorite bar out of his round one, was when Nestle spit that Jim Carrey, the Mask line. I grew up watching The Mask, and Jim Carrey's pretty legendary as far as comedians go. So he definitely got a point in the first round for the Jim Carrey line. Round one, Rum Nitty came in, definitely ready to battle. He had a semicolon opening line, which was very cleverly put together, and that's what made it stand out to me. He also went behind Nestle in the battle, and he kind of approached A-Word in a way and had a yellow tape line, which was really cool. Definitely maybe a battle to see in the future, A-Word versus Rum Nitty. That would be pretty crazy. And then he also had this Tay-Rock reference where he said, "Gunline King, pass rock, that's a kidney stone." I actually did watch the Tay-Rock Rum Nitty battle. Honestly, because of how that battle turned out, I couldn't tell you who won. I'd have to go back and rewatch it or do a recap of it like this to really break that battle down because of what happened during that battle. But it was cool that he mentioned Rock in this battle, because I also am a big fan of Tay Rock. So, plus, that line was just fire. And then round 2, Nestle comes in with a shapeshifter opening line, which was cool. Um, Smash the can on his head. This shit is stone cold. That's obviously a wrestling bar, and like Peanut said, Party Nut said, um, wrestling bars never get old. And I was a big fan of Stone Cold. He was a savage. Um, there was also another line Nestle said in his round 2 where he said, "I want all the smoke. I'm hotboxing." It was a really dope hotboxing line. Um, he also had a Rice Krispies line, which was kind of funny. Pretty entertaining, a little fun bar to sneak in there. And then captured by capture the moment to a still shot. That was, my God, fucking crazy. Crazy. That's all I gotta say about that one. And then he, of course, in the second round, brought up the roasting session. It's time to bring that ass here, boy. And he starts. He first off, he kind of just he says, "I'm not just here bringing comedy. I'm here to blah 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 hit you and punch you." And he really he got into him, but it wasn't a roast. It was a roast, but it wasn't a roast. It was more like, instead of trying to be comedic in this roast, he wanted to go hard on him and get in his face a little bit. But I felt like when I first watched that battle that was more of an angle, and that he was going to build into it more, in which he did. He did it again. He brought back the whole clairvoyant, there's no avoiding it, bring that ass here, boy, it's time to roast thing. And that's when he did probably my favorite thing in the second round, and he brought up fucking Red Bull. He did my favorite line, or my favorite part in the second round for Nestle. He brought up Rum Nitty's shoes. And if you ever watched the Iron Solomon Rum Nitty battle, there was an inside joke about the shoes they were wearing. I guess Rum Nitty was wearing knockoffs or something. But yeah, he brought it in how he had to check his shoes, which was just funny. And then he brought in the "what are those?" And it was just cool. It was fun because the vibes were fun. Rum Nitty was enjoying it too. He thought it was pretty funny, you could tell. But that whole second half of the roasting session at the second round for Nestle, which is really funny, had me in stitches. Round 2, Rum Nitty came in with a Spike Lee line, which I thought was very, very important to mention because of all the comic and superhero bars Nestle had in round 1. I almost feel like it was a rebuttal, so I had to bring that up. Rum Nitty also came in with a "you sell verses but won't excel verse me." That was fire. It was a simple line, but it was like, it wasn't like necessarily simple as if it wasn't like dope or nothing. It was just like a one-liner that hit really hard. And then Rum Nitty brought in this whole alien abducted line, which I also kind of connected to the Outcast being from ATL plus AT aliens, and it just, I don't know, I kind of connected those two for some reason. I thought it was really cool. It added more depth to the bar, made it more favorable, and made it more of a line that should be brought up, because if you can catch that connection, it makes it even more fire. And then he also had this Shirley Temple with a cherry on top line, which I love Shirley Temples. I used to have them when I was a little kid. When I was really, really young, there was this restaurant that my mom and dad took us to where they had a pond in there, and they had like swans and ducks swimming in this pond, and you can order a Shirley Temple. And I remember I used to eat the cherries out the top of the Shirley Temple because it had that Shirley Temple taste plus the cherry mixed in. It's just, the memories. Good times, good times. But yeah, the Shirley Temple bar was really good. But then I really liked how Rum Nitty closed out round 2. He said, "Don't care if you got deals or if you signed deals, we have open cases." And I thought that was real. I thought that was a really fire line because it was street level, but it was hard. It was one of those eye widening fucking lines that just hit you, but leave you like, whoa, at the end of the round. Round 3, Nestle started off with a Back to the Future thing, with the 2 fire lines and Rum Nitty being Marty. It took me a second to kind of catch on to that one, but it was dope, because Back to the Future is another iconic movie, very classic comedy, and I fucking That movie's legendary to me. Then he did this whole everybody will turn up at the shore beach party line, which was fucking crazy out of nowhere. And then Thule in your mouth, that's a root canal. It was cool for a dentist bar. That I thought that was really cool. Um, and then for the closing bar, he had a bar with like kind of like a message to it, um, which he had the ending line saying "Count your blessings," and I like the powerful message. Instead of ending the battle on a low, on a negative, on like a hard negative line, he ended it up on a high note in a way. You know, he ended the battle on a high note. And I like that because the vibes was cool. The vibes were real positive. Everybody was just having fun. Um, Crazy event. So the vibes were cool. It was all nothing but good times from what I could tell. So it was cool that Nestle ended his rounds like that. Um, Round three, Rum Nitty. I like his approach for round three. He came in uh, rebuttaling the roast session from the end of Nestle's round two, um, making fun of Nestle's head shape. Called him the Little Bill of battle rap, which was freaking funny. It was pretty funny. Um, and then he did this like little dance move thing and then had a line where he said room to move. I thought that was kind of an important line to mention in this battle rap recap. Um, I swear that he mentioned a battle rapper's name in this next line that I'm about to bring up, but it was too quick for me to write down. Um, but he said he was going to get at their legs first like a breech birth, and I thought that was a really cool line. Birth bars are kind of cool for some reason. I don't know. They just kind of strike a chord in my head and make me like look at it just because, I don't know. It's not something you hear every day, I guess. So it's creative. It's still fresh. It hasn't yet been played out. Um, my favorite bar from Rum Nitty in round three has to be Real Bullets, the Crow movie, Lee dying. Because for one, that movie is another iconic movie, not because it's a comedy or nothing, just because the movie itself is badass. Um, Brandon Lee, I think is what the main character's name was, is actually Bruce Lee's son. He didn't make it through that movie. He actually died while filming the movie towards the end, I believe, where he got shot in the chest. They were supposed to be using blank bullets, but instead one of the bullets was real and it wasn't a blank, and it actually shot him in the chest and he didn't make it. Um, but I thought that was the hardest line Rum Nitty said all battle. Real Bullets, the Crow movie, Lee dying. I think Rum Nitty had that's probably bar of the night if anything. Um, just because that bar was pretty famous to me, just because of the backstory of it. All in all, though, this battle was an epic clash. It was a crazy matchup. Uh, if you're looking for just a crazy bar fest, back and forth bar fest, I would definitely click this battle. Nestle versus Rum Nitty. Um, I'm not the kind of person to go down and break it round by round and give people round by round. Um, I say that if I had to, like if someone put a gun to my head and said you have to break the battle down round by round by round, I guess I would have to say Nestle got 2-1. I want to say he got the first and he got the third. Rum Nitty would get the second, but I don't like to break battles down like that. I don't like it at all. It's not me. When I judge a battle, I look at the battle in its entirety, and I break it down from both sides based off both of what sides say throughout all three rounds, and I look at everything. And to give the most honest answer as to who I think won and how this battle should be judged, because in all honesty, this battle can go either way depending on who you like more. Um, if I were a judge, my vote would go to Nestle. I feel like he edged every round. It definitely wasn't a body, but I feel like Nestle edged every round, and he definitely got the win on this one. But it was super fucking close. I got mad respect for both MCs, and I hope you enjoy this battle rap recap. That's basically it. I don't really got anything more to say. We've basically covered the whole battle, and I feel like I've talked your ear off enough for almost 16 minutes. So I hope you all enjoyed this recap. I hope you guys will tune in for more vlogs and recaps. I'm definitely going to be going through some more battles and doing more recaps too, along with the vlogs. There will be more freestyles by the end of this year, and definitely more raps by Lil Do. You already know. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in for this battle rap recap. Stay tuned for more. Have a pleasant day.